I say that
Who's
because...
this 661? Is that Tony guy again?
Nah, it ain't that Tony guy. It is the Tony guy.
We got more.
That's Tony Robinson. At least say my name right now.
They claim he won a debate and all.
Yeah.
I want to know when we have a debate. I was calling you coming here stating some shit. And I don't recall us ever debating.
I said I was going to debate you.
You posted that on your Facebook, Tony, about how you bombed on this.
Bombed on the show.
And,
that's right.
And how you debated
that's
us
right.
or whatnot. That you call that
when
a debate?
Was there a debate?
I don't remember that.
Well, we was debating your view on how Khalid Muhammad was gay. You never presented any evidence.
Look, man, I already told you. I said Gayson. And I explained to you what a Gayson was.
Well,
you don't know if you was too high or too drunk to come. You just talk. You never was listening. I explained to you what Gayson was. I said the masonry. I said the Masons are Gaysons in essence. I explained it had nothing to do with Khalid being gay.
So take that shit out the title now.
That's
what?
True.
Why is it in the title now? If that's not what you mean.
He said why is it in the title of the show?
Because Gaysonry, as I explained, he was Omega Pi Phi, and he was a part of the Black Gaysons in America that you all call Masons. I just call them Gaysons because it's another meaning what I shared. The elite Masonry is homosexuality, so that's why I call them Gaysons. You all call them Masons. That was the only difference.
True. Now the question is why?
Why what?
What makes them gay? I know why. I'm just saying a lot of people don't know why. Because they make
as I said before, Albert Pike had them the sovereign commander of Gaysonry. The one they have turnpikes named after in streets and the country here respects.
They make offerings to monologues to God of child sacrifice.
And their rituals are gay, too. And their rituals are gay.
The Baphomet is a fine version of monologue. M-O-L-O-C-H, monologue. Go look up monologue. Even in the Bible, King Solomon is said to be making sacrifices to the child God of sacrifice, monologue. Then Abraham was going to sacrifice his son? To who?
Those things are all allegorical. Those things aren't to be taken, physically and literally like that. They're allegorical, man. That's all they are.
It's mythology, but the Masons swear oath to King Solomon's seal. King Solomon made offerings to monologue. I'm just showing you the historical connection
but
of
you
why.
But you got to remember, but you need to remember too. Everything that you know about King Solomon, you got from them. They're the ones that introduced all the knowledge about Solomon and Egypt to the world. The black man didn't introduce that knowledge to nobody. It was the white man that introduced that knowledge to the world about the Egyptians and Solomon's temple and things, and put it in his university that these Africans that these other black men go to. And they study these white men's doctrines, and then they come back to our neighborhood trying to rip off to us what they think they know, and they've gotten it from the white man himself.
Now, that's true, but I got this information from studying Amenhotep III, who King Solomon's whole life is plagiarized after. Check it out.
Because you study Amenhotep III. I mean, you existed with him at that time, and you were up underneath him, you were saying?
Let me explain myself first before you get, we on the same page, fam. I'm just going to show you how I came to my conclusions. I was reading a book called When Egypt Ruled the East, published by the University of Chicago, right? Putting together a PowerPoint.
Who wrote it? Written by who?
The University of Chicago.
Yeah, but who wrote the book?
The University of Chicago. The author don't matter. It was published by the University of Chicago.
Oh, it was published by them, but someone had to put the book together for them.
True. But the stamp of approval is coming from not one individual author, but a whole curriculum of education coming from the University of Chicago. That's why they use University of Chicago, because the one author is not as big as the whole university. Would you agree?
What if all the universities are all in bed together on one mindset? Then it wouldn't make no difference about the one individual author if they all have the same mindset.
Right. So when I say University of Chicago, this is just a European group assignment. Now, when I was studying Amenhotep III, who is the first person referred to in history as the King of Kings and Lords of Lords, who was born inheriting a kingdom from Nubia all the way to Syria. And then I looked up the similarities in the search engine. King Solomon's whole life is plagiarized from this man. If y'all had a chat room, I'll show you the links in the Bible where, where they're trying to say that King Solomon had 200 wives and had married Pharaoh's daughter. Now, we know Egyptians didn't let no foreigners marry their queens. But the point being, all these Masons, getting back to my point, the Masons who are homosexuals, like you said, have a old culture that they're still practicing, which is child sacrifice under the god Monolith. The Arabs still practice it. I think in Arab culture, if their third daughter was, if their third child was a daughter, they would bury her in the sand. Child sacrifice. We still see, when you look at, you were mentioning Albert Pike and Aleister Crowley bragging about killing 150 boys in 1 year. We're seeing the same pattern. That's all I'm saying, bro.
I think that's absolute, that they brought out the negativity that they might have dug up, in them temples, because it's a known fact that negativity and evil didn't exist on the planet when the white man hit the planet. It was already on the planet before he even got here. So that proves itself. And his very creation proves the evil that was present in the original man. So the child sacrifices and things, I don't have an issue with that, actually. I can see where it's been going on for thousands of years, man.
That's the connection I made, brother. That was the connection I made, because nothing comes from nothing. You know what I mean? People practicing the same culture, it has an origin. It has an origin, and that origin is coming from Abraham. Abraham was a homeless motherfucker coming from Chaldea, coming to Egypt, but had a Egyptian slave. We don't even look at that. But on Khalid Muhammad, I don't see that him, all these fraternities that he's involved in while going to school, he was still of the Nation of Islam, which is first.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I remember you did a show about something about gay Mason. Can you please explain?
Yeah, I just did.
Masonry, like he just explained, Albert Pike, who is the father and the creator of the Masonic school of thinking, promoted homosexuality at a certain level that you reach in the Masonic order. Once you get not to the lower level one, they just practice little minor homosexual rituals like passing an egg from one mouth of one man to the mouth of another man, and laying in caskets butt naked with each other. There might not be any sexual intercourse or penetration, but just the motion of homosexuality like that, or the nearness of it. It's
reading,
just
rubbing
homosexuality.
Rubbing knees against your other fellow Mason, Gayson.
On your show title.
Can I cut in myself? Excuse me, my fault. I'll post the image on my Facebook. They have what they call riding the goat, and then they have taking the horn. And that's all it is. Because Albert Pike was the type of individual that he would just come over here and give you some knowledge and bust a nut on your face.
Nigga.
That's how nasty he was.
I mean, the Baphomet don't the Baphomet got titties and shit and supposed to be a man?
All right, it's a refined version of monologue.
It's femininity right there. Homosexuality.
Mm-hmm. Well, they also say that's the goat of Mendes.
Mm-hmm. And they say the one thing, don't come between an Arab and his goat. That was what they said back in the day. Don't come between an Arab and his goat.
Well, either way it goes, man, the proof is in the pudding, man. That's how we were always taught as children growing up, man. You know, fuck what a motherfucker say. Pay attention to what he do.